Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday, happy Easter, happy resurrection, whatever words you choose to call it. I'm hearing a little feedback. Does anybody you hear that, Tan?
It's
Okay.
all clear on my side.
All right. Testing, testing once again. All right, there it is. It sounds better. So I'll start again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening. I said happy Easter, a happy resurrection, whatever you choose to call the word. Either way, we all know what today is. I am Tanisha R. Atkins, and you are tuned into Coffee, Tea, and what, as I like to call it, Christian culture. So I am one of the hosts of the show, Tanisha R. Atkins, and I'll let that beauty over there tell you who she is.
Hi, everybody. I am Tan Tate, and that's also my website is iamtantate.com. And I am so excited to be the partner host of this new exciting show. So thank you, everybody that's coming in. We look forward to seeing you. You know, we're going to ask you to do 3 things right off the top. You guys know it's coming social media. Go ahead, like, share, tag a friend. Like, share, tag a friend. And hey, Ashley, we see you watching. So thank you so much for tuning in. She says, happy resurrection, everybody. So
All
I'm
right.
excited to be here again. I am Tan Tate. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point.
Well, right now you just supposed to introduce yourself. So you said I am Tan Tate, and
Oh,
that is
okay.
your website, and that you were the co-host. So you right on point. You good? You good?
Okay, good, good, good.
All right. So we're gonna tell you about who we are. What's the purpose of this amazing show? Don't y'all just love that name, Coffee, Tea, and Christian Culture? It kind of makes you want to say coffee, tea, Christian culture. What are they going to talk about? So we're going to tell you exactly what we're going to talk about so that you can be all clear and you can say, this is a show I might need to tune into every week, or I'm going to keep strolling. Either way, we're going to leave that up to you. But we are a panel of Christian hosts, and we are here to discuss Christianity and the culture surrounding it. The topics can range. Now, sometimes we're going to talk about church hurt, and sometimes we're going to talk about what would Jesus do. So let's be clear, though, we're not here to bash the church. That is not what this platform is about. However, we will keep it real and talk about some of the conversations that are already happening in the Christian community. And we just want to talk about it. So we've asked these amazing people that you're going to meet here in a minute to come and chime in. They're going to tell you who they are. They're going to tell you what they're going to bring to the show. But most importantly, this is a faith-based show with plenty of hope and inspiration to go around. So regardless of whatever the topic is that we're going to talk about for the day, we're going to always leave you with a dose of hope and a dose of inspiration. We just want to get back to the foundation of Christianity and talk about the truth. You know, there's a lot of myths going on out there, a lot of rituals that have been attached to the Christian community. And we want to talk about, should that be a part of the Christian community? Different myths that you see going on. That's important to have that conversation because some of us in the Christian community have become followers of things that are not Christ-like. And I'm just, again, this is a no judgment zone, but we will, in our best opinion and ways, we're going to keep it real with the real. Okay? So, with that being said, I guess now we can go ahead and bring up our first co-host and let's get the party started. You ready? You
I'm
ready,
ready.
Ted?
I'm so
Okay.
excited. And
Okay.
I'm ready. And I just want to say hello to our YouTube family. If you're watching us via YouTube, hello. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. That's what we do over on YouTube. Here on Facebook, remember to like, share, follow. And I just wanted to just say hello, everybody. You may notice your comments may sometimes appear on the screen. So if we don't address you directly, just look on the screen to see your comments that we're going to be putting there for you. Just trying to see if there are any other housekeeping things that we want to talk about. Again, as Tisha shared, this is a faith-based show. So we ask you that you keep our comments clean. If you don't
Right.
agree with what's being said, there is a right way to disagree. Just make sure that you keep the comments clean. You guys know how some shows are. This not one of those type of shows. You know, we're gonna get to the truth, be able to point to the Bible, and we're gonna
Right.
carry on. So
That's right.
without further ado, go ahead. T, you
No,
got something else you want
I
to
just
add?
wanted to say that's that. I wanted to just concur with what you said because we're Christians on this show, but we have some clapback Christians on this show, and I don't want you to clap and then they clap back because I'm a clap back, and you know I love Jesus with all my heart, but sometimes I have a problem controlling my mouth. I'm working on that. Y'all pray for me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Just love me. Just love me. So that's all I want to say. So with that being
just
said,
because you call a thing a thing, just because you call a thing, that don't make you be a you know, you're not a Christian. The truth will set you free. So sometimes the truth is, you know. Anyway, let me go on. That's for another show. So without further ado, we're so excited about the first co-host that's gonna be coming up. And hey, Aisha, that's my Hope fam there. Let me say,
hey,
look at that picture. This is a Christian show. Can you change your profile picture? Look, that's what some Christians say. Are you going with
yes. We're going to talk plenty about social media.
Yes. Oh, now we're going to get to the co-host just a moment. Then Miss Nita done showed up. She in the house. She's saying hey to everybody. Going to show her comments there. Hello, Miss Nita. We happy you here. So having done that, and if we miss your comments this go round, we'll catch them next go round. We're going to bring up this amazing person who's going to tell you everything who she is. And once she tell you that, you're going to know everything she ain't. So hold on.
In that order.
Party. Hey, ladies.
She already ready. Hey, Coach Tawana Joe's in the house, all the way from Houston, Texas. I just wanted to just say about Tawana. She's a firecracker. She's going to tell you who she is, but she's a firecracker. And I'm excited to have her on the show because she's going to keep it real like that. I love that about her. Like, she's always going to keep it real. But go ahead, girl. You tell your own thing. I just got excited when I saw you pop up on the screen. Hey, girl. Hey.
You're right. I will definitely keep it real. Well, for the people that don't know me, my name is Coach Tawana Joe. I'm a certified sports nutritionist, personal trainer, and a life coach. And I help women live a healthy lifestyle. And how do I do that? I help them figure out what's their problem been. So basically, I give them clarity on what they need to do, how they need to do, when they need to do it, and they have success. So I have actually been in business for a while, and you know what, you have to love what you do, and when you love what you do, it's not work. So for me, I help my clients connect their mind, body, and spirit to their health and wellness journey. And how do we do that? Biblical principles. So when I heard about this show, I was like, man, this is for me. If you know anything about me, you know I grew up in church. I mean, you guys remember, I know you saw the picture, the white stockings, the black skirts, the white shirts. This is all I knew, you know, so I'm excited about the show. You're right. I'm going to bring truth. I'm going to bring love, but I'm going to bring all of me. So it's not like go buy this product and you know, you can get the information. I'm going to give you what you need. So for me, I really believe in, you know, iron sharpens iron. So I think this is going to be amazing. And you know what? I have to say, Tan, Tanisha, I love you guys. I have watched you guys for so long. And I'm like, okay, this is where I really need to be. So you guys are the podcast queens. So hail to the queens, okay?
Well, geez. Well, you know, that's what they keep telling us. And they're going to start making me feel like a celebrity. Then I'm going to have to get on here with my shades on. Now, y'all don't be doing that now.
Look, you like that.
But thank you so much.
Like that regardless. You know, hey, you know, but my slogan, be bold, be fit, be you.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta watch people like me. I was born in September, honey. We don't have no turn down button, but that's for another show. But we are excited to want to have you on the show.
Thank you.
You're a mom, and you can definitely bring some of that flavor of still having kids in school and, you know, getting through the pandemic and what's been going on. So we're excited to definitely chat about those things as we continue on in the show. So thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and bring up our next co-host here. Thank you. But Tawana will be back in a little bit as we continue to dive into our conversation for today. So who we have up next, Miss Tan?
I'm excited about this next co-host that's coming up. I'm so excited that I'm not gonna say a word because sometimes y'all know silence still speaks. You can still talk without saying a word. So just let me bring her on up.
Yes, yes, yes. Are we live? Are we live?
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. For those who don't know, I am
Yes.
Onyx, Onyx, Onyx. Yeah. Yep, that is I.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it
Oh, let me say
again.
it for those in the background and didn't hear me. It's Onyx, Onyx, Onyx. Yeah. Well, well, well. Y'all know how we have to do. We have to put that last little roll on it on the end. But thank you guys for thank you guys so much for
Okay. Just
having
let me
me.
do an audio check. Listen, audience, if you can, someone can put in the comments and let us know if you can hear Onyx. If you can just let us know in the comments, please, if Onyx audio is okay. Because I'm having a problem, but it just might be me.
Okay. Tanisha, can you hear me, dear?
I can hear you, but there is a little static, a little bit.
Okay.
Just very little, very low. If we
Hmm.
can get an audience, okay, she sounds faint. So the audience is saying that you sound faint. So you may have to do that Onyx one more time for us. That's our audio check.
Okay, let me see. Or I can do AEIOU. Thank you. Can you hear me, audience?
You're good right
We're with
there.
the
That's good.
coffee, tea, and Christian culture. Y'all got that?
Are you moving? Are you moving? Are you
I'm sorry,
moving?
I just heard the song.
Wait, Tanisha. Well, I had to pick up my phone because I didn't know if it was kind of working or what have you. I had it stationary, so I wanted to make sure that
Okay.
the sound is good. So are we good? Are we live? Are we good?
It's good.
The
And when you're
audience is
still,
saying good.
well, they say you're good, so we're gonna keep it rolling then.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey, guess what? I'm in the house and I am so glad to be amongst all of these beautiful individuals. I'm so glad that I am a co host with Miss Tan Tape, the Hope Coach, and Miss Tanisha Atkins. Okay. And I am so excited. What I am love, I am peace. And what I will bring to the table laughter, serenity. I'm going to tell you the truth. Just like God himself, I am God. God says we are in like mind and image of him. So that's who I am. I am love, I am the truth, I am the way, and I am the light. And so this right here, this is so exciting. I'm so excited to be a part of this because we're going to have conversations that we normally have amongst ourselves, and we actually don't like to go out in public and say certain things. But I think it's very, very important. And for me, I am about diversity. I am non-judgmental. And so it's very, very important to have an open mind, and also just a thinking process, just to think about. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes we say, well, sometimes a lot of times we say things that we don't pay attention to what we're saying. Even when we, even when we're quoting scripture out of the Bible, we say important scriptures and we're not paying attention to what we're actually saying,
Right.
you know. And even when you said, and I love the fact that you said, Tanisha, when you said, look, Christians, but hey, I bite. But it's nothing wrong with that. It's the way, but let me tell you something, it's the way
Yeah.
that you do things, it's the way that you show up. And at the end of the day, you do things with love.
Right.
And so when
Absolutely.
you do things with love, you're respected more and people respect you more. And that's who I am. I've been like that. And I wasn't always like this. I've had to work on myself and I'm still a work in progress. But that's the thing. We should not throw a stone and say, oh, I don't know what happened. I didn't throw that. Well, if you threw it,
Right.
just say you threw it.
Right on.
So we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. And I, like I said, I am so excited to be a part of this Christian culture. And the thing is, for me, I don't like being put in a box because the word Christianity and being a Christian, man, that right there, it just kind of, it does something. But as we go on in the show, and then I will explain, And I know that this is my opinion, and I know that there are others that feel the same way. But we have to be able to say things with love, and let's come together, because at the end of the day, we have purpose. We help each other. We love and help each other.
Right.
And
That's
so
right.
we have to basically still continue to look within ourselves. We can't really give love if we don't know what love is.
That's right, Onyx. You get them too much, Onyx. You get them too much. You
Okay,
gotta
so
say
y'all,
some
I'm
of
so
them.
excited.
You get them too much.
Sorry. I'm excited.
No, I mean you're doing good, but I want you to hold some of it. You know, we
Okay,
right
let me
now we
hold it,
just
y'all.
bringing them in. We just
Let me
bringing them
hold
in.
it. Y'all put me back in the back studio, because y'all, I'm gonna tell everything. I'm gonna tell it all.
Well, we're excited to have you, Onyx. We are so ready, and this is just a conversation. All of us are different, so sometimes we may not think or process things the same, but we're gonna bring it all to the table and say, "Well, this is how I feel like this." You know, hey, when Jesus walked the earth, he da. So we're excited, and I know that we can do that with you and still keep it clean and walk away and hug each other and say, "See you next time, girl."
That's right. That's right.
Well,
okay,
thank you, Onyx.
Love you guys. I'll see you soon in a minute. Okay.
All right, see you in a minute. Onyx about to bring y'all in. See, can y'all tell it's gonna be a good show? I'm excited.
It's gonna be a good show. And look, she surprised me because she came in singing Onyx, Onyx, Onyx. Can't nobody sing it like her, but she knows that I like that. She knows that I like that, and I hadn't heard it in a minute, so that just kind of gave me life right there. That's why it's important that you be in your purpose, because your purpose is going to feed somebody else. Come on, Tanisha, because I may get stuck right here. So who's gonna bring up next?
All right, so we met this young lady. We did a casting call on Facebook. So maybe some of you out there saying, I would have liked to have been on that show. Well, we did a casting call, and this young lady, she answered. She said, "Hey, you know, we didn't know her personally, but hey, she answered the call. Sometimes God only gonna call you one time. Somebody need to go and plug that in." But anyway, she answered and said, "Hey, you know, I'm interested." So we met her. Great personality. I think Tan likes to call them the millennials. Is that what you call them, Tan?
And they correct me. They the millies.
The millies, okay? So we have two millies on the show. So this is one of the beautiful millies, Miss Tequila. Come on up, Miss Tequila. Hey, girl.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey there. So tell everybody who you are.
I like that. You can always introduce me. Always.
So Tequila, tell everybody who you are and what made you kind of say Coffee, Tea, and Christian Culture. That sounds like I want to be a part of that. Talk to us about that.
Well, my name is Tequila Josephine. Sorry if y'all can kind of hear me. Got a little pollen allergy, little cold going on. But I seen the call and I realized like I was already doing my podcast that's at Josie Speaks. But when I seen it, I was like coffee. I'm like, I don't drink that. I love tea. I'm a Christian and I like to involve the culture. You know what I'm saying? So I seen it. I said, you know what, God, I'm gonna apply. See if they like me. See if they like me. And you guys did. Y'all brought me in. We had our meeting. We talked, and you allowed me to be myself. You wasn't like some old school Christians, and no, we don't want to hear that. You actually brought me in. You wanted to hear what I have to say, and you wanted me to be on the show. So as I'm on this show, I'm coming to bring just raw, real, ready, unorthodox, millennial, perspectives, because we are young, so we don't understand and we don't view the world from a experienced, mature perspective. We think we're right. So we need to blend to kind of mix up everything, but I'm pretty straightforward, pretty spontaneous, and I'm pretty much just Tequila Josephine. And if you want to know more about me, you're just gonna have to tune in, because today is this, tomorrow is that. So you're just gonna have to keep tuning in, keep being a part of the culture, keep sipping the coffee and the tea, keep praying and being a Christian.
All right now. See, wasn't she just the cherry on top? Sometimes, let me plug this in right here. Sometimes you have to be bold. Like Tequila didn't know us, but something resonated in her that said, you know what, this is a good platform for me. And I definitely kudos to you for that, because it takes courage to maneuver through this journey. You have to be able to take risks and take opportunities and seize the moment. So definitely kudos to you for letting that resonate in your spirit. You are definitely a light, bubbly, fun, just the characteristic and the man. I cannot wait to get into conversations with you as we continue to go on, because these minutes, y'all.
I made it his image, I made it his image. Part of him.
Wait a minute. Look like she getting a fan club already. The one thing that she didn't say that I'm gonna say is that she's representing the great state of Georgia. She's Georgia's own peach. So she's coming by Georgia. But already, I see. Hey, Evangelist Kimberly Relford is in the house, aka K Moore, and she said, "I like Lady T." And you got
okay, Miss Relford, I like you too. I like you. Tune in.
So Tequila gonna be taking over the fan club, but we already see what's gonna be popping on this side. All right. Well, Tequila, we are excited to have you. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with us. So we look forward to more from you. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our last, but not least.
Put me in the backdrop before I get to talking. Well, I'm gonna bring you back to the studio.
That's all right. We're gonna bring y'all back in a moment because we're gonna dive into today's for light conversation. So thank you, Tequila.
See y'all soon.
All right. So we have one more. Okay, I see. All right, so we have one more. I'm go ahead, Miss Tana. I'll let you introduce this next co-host.
We have been blessed. Sometimes we get doctors through a schooling process. Sometimes, universities give out, I forget what they're called, but they give out those type of doctorate degrees. Sometimes theologians get doctorate degrees, and sometimes you become a doctor of life. This co-host here, aka Dr. Atkins, you may not only lose weight with him, you may lose something else too. Because some of y'all be trying that Atkins diet. So I'm just gonna say that. You may lose something else too. But of course, he's representing the millennials, and I am excited that he is a part of this. Because sometimes, the younger generation be like, I don't want to hang with the old folks. But when you're the doctor of everybody. So without further ado, I'm gonna let him come on and tell you what he got his doctorate degree in. Hold on. Here you go.
And who gave it to him? We need to know who gave it to him. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
We're doing good, sir.
We're doing. So this gentleman was another person that normally does not get on things with us, but we put the call out there, so he was one of the ones that answered the call. So can you tell us, first of all, who you are? What made you say, this is a show that I want to be on? And what do you think you're going to bring to the show?
Well, my name is DeWarn Atkins, and I think I just want to bring realness and, I'm just going to bring me to the show. And when I say bring me, is you kind of got to watch the show to know what me is. I consider myself a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And
you sound like there's a but. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, because I was waiting.
This is what it is. I consider myself a Christian, but I'm like what y'all said earlier. I can go there. You know what I mean? I can step out of that and then get right back in line, because I'm not perfect. Because there's no such thing as a perfect Christian. Right. Have you ever got cut off in traffic and a car cut y'all off and y'all said, hey, and you had to come back to yourself like, oh, okay, that wasn't Christ-like. Sometimes I'm going to get in that A for a little bit. And when
that didn't happen to me, but okay.
Also, when it happened to me, a car cut you off, you be like, hey, you. And I'm the person that I stay in that for a little bit. But I'm gonna bring the real to it. I can be a little funny, so I've been told. Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be raw, straight. I can y'all call us the millennials, but I could walk with the old school if y'all allow me to call y'all old school.
Oh, I'm still young. I don't know.
It ain't nothing old but news. Remember that. Don't nothing get old but news.
I understand that, but when y'all say the millennium, hey, I love Shirley Caesar. Me and her can sit at the table together.
Oh, Lord. I don't want to sit with you. I mean, amen.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Before we go back further on the show, I got to put this comment up here. Can you see the comment?
Is that his mother chiming in?
Didn't we say keep the comments clean?
Well, she didn't say a curse word. No, that is not.
What did it say?
It just says 10. Don't do my boy.
Yes. Well, either way,
Yes.
we're definitely
Just having some fun.
we're excited to have him on the show. It's definitely going to be a twist.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the one, he doesn't necessarily think like everybody else. And that's good to kind of have some different perspective from people who can see things from another angle. So he is a part of the millies, as Sam likes to call them. So you just got to keep tuning in to see what his mind thinking that day. So you never know what you're gonna get with the doctor is in the house, as he calls himself. So thank you, sir. We'll see y'all back in a moment
Dr.
before we dive into.
Oh, girl, he said Dr. Feel Good.
Well, all right. That's enough for the guest. So we're going to move on in the conversation. Let me go ahead and remove the one from the stream right now. All right. So those are our amazing co-hosts. As you see, we have a lot of, diversity here on the show. And so you just got to tune in from week to week to see. Now, all of them are not going to be on every Sunday. We will rotate out hosts. And so Tawana will be up on second Sundays, and then we'll have Miss Onyx on third Sundays, and then the Millies will be taking over fourth Sundays. And so we'll let you know about first Sunday. We're keeping that a little surprise for right now. And then you'll have us all together on fifth Sundays. So that's the way that's gonna roll. So if you see somebody say, hey, this one is my favorite, or that one is my favorite, then you'll know when to tune in. And of course, me and your girl 10 will be here every single Sunday. So y'all drop us some comments and let us know what y'all feeling about these hoes. What do y'all think? How do y'all think they're gonna do? I don't want to ask you who's your favorite because it's too early in the game to kind of determine that. So, all right, so we're gonna move on. Right now, we're going to invite all of our hosts to come on here in a minute. Now, today we decided to kind of come in light because we talked about meeting the hosts. So we're going to talk to you today about Christianity, right? This show is all about Christianity and the culture of Christianity. So let's talk about it today for a little bit. So I want our co-hosts to come on, and we're going to talk today as a Christian. What is our responsibility here on the earth? What are we here for as Christians? Why did God make many, as we know, we're made in his image? When he made us, what was his plan for us when he put us here? And so we're going to start off, and I just want everybody to kind of take time and answer that. And then we'll talk about that. And then I want to know, why are you a Christian? I want to hear from you guys to know what made you become a Christian. There's a lot of different religions out there. So what was it about Christianity that made you say, you know what, that's the one I want to go with? So I'm not going to tell y'all what order to go in. Let's dive into the conversation.
Well, I'll start. For me, being a Christian is to be Christ-like. Mm-hmm. It's not a perfect. It's not because I'm saved, I'm an angel. It's to be as much as Christ-like as possible. Because just as much as a Christian, it's a lot of Satanism out there. It's a lot of evil spirits that try my Christianity. So my goal is to be as close as Christ-like as possible, to try to push that walk, not to be perfect, but leading by my example, not trying to preach the gospel, not only, but walking it, actually showing that I'm studying to show myself approved. I'm actually reading my word. I'm actually tuning in. I'm actually staying grounded, because people listen, but they watch you more than they listen.
Yes.
So, that's a good point.
As a Christian, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to fall, because that's the human fleshly nature of us. But we got to walk that walk. We got to talk that talk. And I think when people say, oh, y'all judgy, y'all hypocrites, I don't know if that's a later question, but we can get into that. I'm going to wait. I think that was a later question.
That's good, Taquita. That's a good way to come into it. So you feel like part of our responsibility is to be the example. Yes. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Anybody want to chime in?
I'll chime in. The reason why I'm a Christian, I think in the beginning, when I came up as a child, I really didn't have a choice. I didn't know, it was just something, hey, this is what you're going to do. And as I got older, you always go back to the source. So it's full circle. So when trials and tribulations came up in life, I always went back to the source. But I feel like my responsibility as a Christian is to encourage people to do the right thing, give them the word. Either they take it or they don't take it, but let them know what God has done for me. So that is very important to me. So through my trials and tribulations, I feel like it's our job to help people, get better, do better. And, we're always learning, we're getting better. And most people think when you say that you're a Christian, that you're perfect. We're not perfect. We have trials and tribulations just like the next person, but we know how to go back to the source. And, as you get older, people don't understand the personal relationship that you have with God when you go in that closet. Y'all know about the closet. When you go in the closet, you have your private moment. And I always tell my children, you have to have a relationship with God, and it will come in due time. But when you have a personal relationship with God, He is going to open up some supernatural doors, and you're going to be like, hey, I know that wasn't me. That was God. So that is why I'm a Christian.
Okay. All right. I like that, Tawana. That's good. So basically what you're saying is, hey, I have tasted and I've seen that this Christianity thing is what it is, and this is where I'm at with it. Absolutely. All right. That's what's up. Anybody want to chime in?
Yeah, as far as being a Christian, I'm basically the same thing. As a child, we were brought into it, not knowing anything, not being able to question. And it's a lot of things that, back in the older days, you don't question. Okay, when I was growing up. And so that left a lot of things that were not answered. You just kind of had to go with the flow. When I was growing up, it was basically because your parents would say, well, because I said so. Well, what I found to realize was because you didn't know. You really didn't know. So a lot of times, no, seriously, a lot of times parents would say, well, because I said so. Well, why? We just weren't able to question. And I'm going to tell you something else. A stigma was also, well, you're not supposed to question God. Well, why not? Why not?
Come on.
Okay. And this is, let me tell you something, and not to get off the subject, but this is why I respect the Millies. Because the Millies, they're not going for that. It's like, okay, so wait a minute. Well, this doesn't make sense to me. Well,
that's right.
Well, why? See, they question. They want to know. So when I say I give much respect to that, I do. As far as being a Christian, and this is me, I cringe because it's like I'm put inside of a box, but I'm just not that person. We spend so much time on religion and not relationship. For me, it's about relationship. It's about what we do as Christ-like, just like you said, Tanisha, what would Jesus do? We have to constantly ask ourselves, what would He do? Okay, if we again are supposed to be in His like image, okay, well then we're supposed to do the same thing. Okay, and basically our responsibility, in my opinion, my responsibility on this earth is to love and help mankind, each other. Love. That's the key. Love. I watch the fruit. I'm going to keep my mouth closed and I'm just going to watch your fruit, sugar. Because I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not. Why am I going to sit and debate, okay, with someone? And I'm sitting here watching you. Okay, and then you say that you're a Christian. Okay, well, guess what? No, I'm not going to say you're not a Christian. I'm just going to watch your fruit, and I'm just not going to waste my time. This goes back to what we think of ourselves. What is our self-worth?
That's good.
If we are supposed, and Jesus said we will do greater things. Come on now. So this is where the thinking ability comes in. We have to truly, truly think before we even speak. We have to really, truly learn about that. So, Christian, I am a Christian because of I do Christ-like things. But as far as going further, where did it originate? Okay, in the Catholic Church. I'm not getting ready to get into all that. So does that mean because I'm this particular way, does that mean that I don't get a VIP seat in heaven? What are you telling me, guys? Okay.
I was just gonna ask you that, honestly. I'm glad you kind of said that about like where like Christianity, Christianity originated from, because lately I've been hearing a lot of talk, and I know you all have been hearing it too, about how Christianity is a certain racist, like we're Christians because, I'm just gonna say it, our slave masters is what they're saying, because we keep it real on this show, that our slave masters were Christians and they made us become Christians. So what I have found is that a lot of people are kind of running from Christianity because of that. They're kind of tying it kind of back into racism. And I want to come to DeJuan for a second and ask him, DeJuan, what do you think about that? You know, do you agree with that statement?
I kind of agree with everybody. You know, it was kind of like we was more like hereditary. My grandma was a Christian, my grandma. So, and then she said something about she's Christ-like. Well, that's what you said, Onyx?
Yes.
I consider myself, I consider myself a Christian also, and I also consider I'm following Christ, but I do come up short. So that it kind of don't make me less of a Christian. It's just that, like she say, the comment, no judgment zone. You're right. A lot of older Christians, they will, put their judgment up. So the reason why I'm a Christian because I saw different things and I experienced different things. I got friends, I got family who started out Christian and then saying, "Oh, I want to be a Muslim or whatever." And I saw what happened to your life just in the span of you trying to change. And then I saw you come back to say, "Oh, I want to be a Christian again."
Yes.
You can't just keep turning it on and off like that. And by me experiencing what I saw from other people, it's like, no, I'm gonna stick to what's been working for me since a little child, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does make sense. And we know that, as Christians, I think that we have to get out of that. And this is everybody, the whole world. Just because you say you're a Christian, we have to think about when Jesus walked the earth, they watched him, every move he made. They said something about this. They watched the people who rode with him. So we have to expect that because that's what they did to him. But if you notice about Jesus, he kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love me some Jesus, because he kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? He stopped and addressed what he needed to address. But he didn't have time for that. He was focused on why he was here. He was like, I hear you and I hear you watching my people and all that, but we got places to go. So I was just, as a Christian, if you could just kind of stay mindful of your own journey, and check the condition of your heart. As long as you know you love God, you love people, you got to love people if you love God. Now, it's just real. You can't love God if you don't love people, because God loves people. So that's number one.
It's
but
pretty
just
much like the message. Like it's a message. As long as you get the message, that's how I look at it. Like back in the day when Kirk Franklin came out, you remember our grandmas were like, "Oh no, that's not gospel music," but he's still giving you the same. He's still giving you the same message. He's still giving you the same. He's still giving you the same message that he gave you the same message that Shirley Caesar gave you. She gave you her testimony. He gave you his testimony, but he reached a different kind of audience. But it was still the same message.
Right, that's right.
So it's like the older folks, they put their judge on Kirk, and it's like it's still the same message, just because it ain't like the way you don't like the way it's been delivered.
Tanisha,
it's gonna be delivered different.
Tanisha, can I get back on what you said about
I just want to interject that I really don't think that it's about the age, because when Rance Allen came out, the church did the same thing to him. When the Clark sisters came out, the church did the same thing to them. So it's just that it's the tradition in the church that transcends generations. I know some millennials who think Kirk Franklin is wrong. I know, some old school people like me, when Kirk came out, I was like, Kirk is it. There are some people who got mad at Snoop Dogg because he rapped with Rance Allen, but I was like, get it, Snoop. Reach whoever you need to reach. So I just wanted to project that it transcends across all generational lines, because it's church truth and not necessarily God truth. So that's my
right. Go ahead, Simone. That's a good point, Tim. Go ahead, Simone. What were you about to say?
No, that is definitely a great point, what you said, because the things that we know come from generations past, but I wanted to actually piggyback on what you said about the slavery part. And for me, I think a lot of people go do research because they're not spiritually connected to God, so they don't see the benefit. Like, I don't feel like I need to go do any research because I have proof. I know that my God is good, you know? So there's no reason for me to go and do research. And even if it came from slavery, thank you.
Yeah, right.
That's the way that I feel about that.
That's perspective, you know. That's perspective, and you have that's what I love about this show, because everybody, I may feel a certain way, but you may have a different perspective and say, well, really, they did us a favor, you know. Even if you did do that, God used you to set you up to get him to me, you know. So I love that. I definitely love that.
That's like with me, like I'm learning, because with me, I'm like y'all. I kind of grew up in a family church, kind of grew up with this is how it's supposed to be, you know, but being a millennial, touching back on what Honest was saying, we did question, you know, because y'all are saying one thing, but you're doing another, and it's not really, we going to church, but we coming home and we mad.
I'm just going, hold on, let me just interject again, because I'm Generation X, and I've been questioning my mom all my life, so it's not just the millennials. I'm just representing us.
Well, I guess what we trying to say is it started to change. It started to change. You do got some bold kids that question their parents, but as we're starting to come closer into the 2000s, you know, it's been more talking back, more questions, more rebellion. And me, like I didn't really, I knew of church, grew up in church, you know, but I didn't get saved till after 21. I went to the altar, took all my facial piercings out, and I laid it on the ground, and that was because I was tired of my lifestyle. I always knew God, you know, I always had him there, but I was tired of being broke, being hurt, being, you know, making the wrong decisions, being confused and lost. So that's why I was like, you know, let me just try this out. Let me just try his way now, because nothing changes and nothing changes. So I tried his way, and it's been a journey. Don't mean I'm not still lost. Don't mean I'm not still confused. But like y'all was saying, I have somebody I can go to now. I got a power, or higher power than myself. You know, over my peers. I got somebody that's holding me accountable, that now when I'm lost, I got to look at my word and be like, oh, you really was wrong. Oh, you really was right. Or you was right, but you don't have to push your tone, or you don't got to be alpha woman about being right and rub it in.
That's what it's about. You should be constantly evolving, you know, and the more you develop your relationship with God, he can evolve you in the way, you know, he know how to reach us. You know, some person might say, go sit in the corner and pray for 45 hours. You done see it. God may come tell you, repent for that thing and move on. So it's like, you got to have your own relationship with him and their own connection so he can guide you. I like to call God like the master orchestrator. That's my word for him. Because just like we just said, hey, in the slavery thing, you know, he knew we needed to know about him. So even if that particular thing led him, he knew it had to be a way for me to get familiar, you know. So I try not to worry about things and just say, you know what? Go ahead.
With the slavery, like I went to a Caucasian church because I lived in Canton, in this kind of country. And the Caucasian church, I was like, why are so many of my Black friends afraid to be called Christians? Because they're like, oh, we're Moors and we're this and we're that. And he basically was like, he told me that Christianity actually originated in Africa. And it was switched by them using Christianity against us, which caused us to fear the word. But it was always our word. Like it was always originated in Africa. It didn't come from Caucasian culture. It didn't come from us. I heard that too. It came from us, but they flipped it, mind game, mind play, and now we think, oh, this is a Caucasian man, but it's really descended from our people, and they just played mind games, made us afraid of it. So that helped us push over from it. I don't debate religion because I can't go back to the artifacts. Half that stuff not in the libraries no more, and everything that's in Jerusalem is now a show. So the artifacts aren't there. That's just questions God. When I get to heaven, we want to talk about it. But
that's what's up.
I honestly feel that that's what they did to us, because when you look at the word and the things that's in the word, it's nothing. Don't lie, don't steal, don't kill.
Right?
Why are you running from that? That's just simple. You want somebody to steal from you? You want somebody to kill you? Like
right?
But y'all running from that. Y'all want to read stories. Oh, this man slept with this man. It's a storybook. That don't make it right. It's just a story. Get through the whole chapter, then you'll see what God was doing.
Right.
We'll have 12.
That's real. That's real right there.
Like
Well, listen, we're
And
almost kind of.
whatever you get
Mhm.
out of that may not necessarily be the same for Dr. Atkins, because everybody's relationship and walk is different. Just because God is dealing with you about something and you see me doing that something, don't mean that I'm not a Christian. It don't mean
Right.
that I'm
That's
not
right.
doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You
Right.
focus on your relationship with God.
Right.
Um, my mom, before she passed away, one of the things we had a conversation. She said, "I wish I would have done some things differently." There's a scripture in the Bible to talk about leave an inheritance for your legacy, your generations. So she said, "I just wish I would have done some things different." And I looked at my mom, and I said to her, "I'm grateful for the way that you did things." When that scripture talks about inheritance, people immediately gravitate to materialistic things. That it means money, it means land, it means cars. But I told my mom, I said, "You gave me the greatest inheritance that I ever needed. And that's because you introduced me to Jesus Christ. And
Amen.
for that is
good.
priceless."
That's
So I
perfect.
don't want you
Right.
to feel bad because maybe you didn't do everything right. No one
Right.
has. But what you did leave me, girl, it has lasted a lifetime. It transcends generation to generation to generation. I was born into a Christian family. That's all I've ever known. And as I became an adult, that's all I ever wanted to do. I saw,
Right.
I heard Dr. Atkins say earlier, he's seen what some of his associates may have done when they went to various different religions. So I'm gonna bring it on home. My parents kind of had some generational kids. So I was fortunate enough to be number four. I saw what them first three did. And that let me know that the way that we've been taught is the best way for the best outcome. So that's why I'm choosing it. And then the other side is that the only time some people experience God is through us.
Right.
I love it when people say, "I can see the God in you." That means I've gotten it right.
That's
So
right.
for
That's
me, that's
absolutely right.
profound in my walk.
Absolutely
I just
right.
need to throw that in there somewhere.
No, that's good. This
That's
has been
very
a
good.
great conversation. I think for the sake of time, we'll probably have to save our other questions to another show, just because we going into the 45 minutes and we don't want to hold y'all day up all day. So we're gonna go ahead and go through our closing ritual. So we're gonna start with Onyx. So Onyx, go ahead and just recap the show for us and So for those that may have chimed in a little late.
Yes, we first of all we want to thank everyone for joining in on our first show. We thank you so much. Um, Christian coffee, tea, and Christian culture is universal. It's conversation that are being had in the household, and there are questions to be asked. And sometimes we just don't know where to ask those questions, and that's important. We're here. We're non-judgmental. We're here. We're going to basically uh, give you opinions. And these are just our opinions, okay? We give you dose of hope and inspiration where you can take things from us, okay? And also you can share with other people. Definitely invite other people on as well. Always remember to check your heart. It's most important to check your heart. Check your heart while you are before you speak. Think before you speak. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's even in our thought process. Sometimes we say think before you speak, but you know what? A lot of times we really have to think even before we speak. So if we want to do Christ-like things, we want to do the right thing. That's what it's about. It's about doing the right thing. We have the Bible as a guide. Okay. And that's the thing. I know a few minutes ago it was stated just because we are from different walks of life, some things are common sense. Okay. But however, we have to really, really think, and we have to treat people as we want to be treated. Continue to ask, continue to know that God is within you. We are God. And so we want to do the right thing. Continue to ask, seek, and knock. And I tell you what, when you continue to do that, understand that we all have the ability, we all have the power to manifest things. So let's manifest things. Let's cause a great positive infection upon each other. Let's be about love because that's who we are. Coffee, tea, Christian culture is definitely that. We want to continue to hear from everyone. Everyone opinion matters. Everyone
Right.
opinion matters because I'm gonna tell you something. We all learn from each other. We
Right.
can agree to disagree. It's okay. It's
Right.
okay. We don't have to get into this big quarrel, okay? Because you didn't agree because I said the color was green. Okay, now we're gonna get a divorce or now we're fighting. No, it's not about that. It's okay. I respect you for that. Let's have those conversations and let's have maturity in it. Let's have grown up conversations. Let's be able to be an example to others.
Right. That's right.
So,
As what the Christian community definitely, I definitely agree with everything that Onyx said. That's basically what we talked about today was just Christianity. We kind of wanted to talk about, what made you become a Christian. I think all the hosts kind of shared that, and so kudos to you all for that. Mr. Quila, go ahead and let everybody know when we're on, so they'll know this is our first show. So where we go from here, Mr. Quila? When are we on?
Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in, for the love, the support, the comments. You can tune in every Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. 6 p.m. Every Sunday, you can find us here with the most comfortable, cultural, Christian topics open. Just you'll be able to find us here. Connect to us, follow us on our Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube, Coffee, Tea, and Christian Culture. You can find us on pretty much YouTube, Facebook, and we're pretty much on Facebook Live as well. And before I close out, I'm just gonna leave you with: if you can't help people, sure as hell don't hurt them, and that's what we stand for.
All right, now. That's a firecracker right there.
I love it.
All right, Mr. Quilla. You better come on, girl. You need to put that on a shirt. Let me see. That might already be a shirt. I don't know. Mr. Wanna.
I love that. Guys, we are so happy that you guys tuned in. If you have any topics that you want to talk about, if you need help with anything, we want you to email us at coffee, tea, and you got to spell out the word culture@gmail.com.
All right, so that's why you have some topics. Anything you want to, if you have a question maybe that you didn't really feel comfortable asking on the live, you can email us or you can send us a private message, and we'll be happy to answer your question as much as possible. So Miss Tan is Coach Tan is the Hope Coach, and she's just going to give us a word of encouragement as we go about our week, and then the one is going to thank everyone for watching, and then we'll be done.
Absolutely. So I'm so excited. We're here on what some call Easter Sunday, some refer to as Resurrection Sunday. So I just want to encourage you today. On this Resurrection Sunday, it's not too late. It's not over. You may have dreams. You may have purpose. You may have businesses. You may have whatever you have. Let it be resurrected today so that you can your God-given purpose, so that you can be free. So I'm encouraging you today to resurrect some hope, resurrect some inspiration, resurrect some faith, mix it with a little coffee and tea. We may look side-eye at the Christian culture, but go ahead and be who God created you to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hope Coach. So this is just my little wrap up, and then the one that's going to close us out. I want to just thank everybody just for tuning in today. This show is going to be amazing. I thank all these beautiful and amazing co-hosts for being bold enough to jump on this journey with us, because we possibly could get some backlash and people who, some people might not agree, but I thank you all for saying yes and being bold enough to say, bring it on with us. And I'm excited. I'll just share this before we go, because I didn't tell why I became a Christian, and it's going to be real short. But when I was younger, I remember my grandmother, coming in the kitchen. She was sitting at the table watching Christian TV, and she was crying. And I'm like, well, what you crying this for? Somebody on the TV done something to you? Because I'm like, well, we need to turn that off. But we shouldn't be watching that. But I tell this story all the time because it's called Happy Tears. And she said, I'm crying because I'm happy. And I said, well, I'm young, probably 5 years old. So I don't recall nobody crying because they happy. And so as she expressed to me, she just talked to me about God and why it made her happy and how she was feeling. And I just remember in that moment that's something that I wanted to feel like. If that made her happy, I want to be happy like that. I want to have happy tears. I want to cry, not because somebody popped me or I'm sad. And so that led me on my journey to get to know God for myself. And it has been an amazing journey. It's been ups and downs in it, but God has always stayed faithful. And that's what keeps me there. It's not because of, I'm not there because if I don't go to church, I'm going to do this. Or if I don't pray, I'm there because he's there. He ain't never left. He's right there. In my darkest, super darkest, when I done been through some dark times where just like I couldn't hear nobody but him. So to have, it's my experience with him that keeps me connected. And so we just want to encourage you to get your own experience with God. If you have to take the word Christianity out of it, let's say experience him for yourself. If it's something that's bothering you, something that's on your mind, keeping you up late at night, and you can't think, you're overwhelmed, talk to God about it and listen for the solution. Because when you pray, you talk, but you got to listen. And sometimes we just talk, but we don't listen. So if something is bothering you, just say, God, what is the solution? And I have asked God some of the questions down from everything. So how should I line this show up, Lord? Who needs to be on this show? What do we need to talk about? And he gives it to you detail by detail when you develop your experience enough to hear him. So that's my encouragement for you today. Work on your experience. Forget about the rituals. Forget about all that other stuff. Work on your experience. So thank y'all for tuning in. And DeJuan is going to close us out by thanking y'all all for watching. Go ahead, Mr. DeJuan.
I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. And me, honestly, I could say I learned something from every one of y'all today also. So it's like I'm not too perfect. Well, I don't know. I try to speak before I speak before I
think before you speak.
Think. Hey, I try to think before I speak, but sometimes I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time.
That's right. Well, that's it, guys. We are episode 1. It's a wrap. So we'll see y'all next Sunday. We ain't gonna tell y'all we're gonna talk about it, but Tawana be up next week, so this is gonna be very interesting.
Next week is gonna be great.
Thank you, amazing people. All right, we're over and out.
Thank you.
All right.